Hello. Welcome to 15 Minutes. I'm Amy Pond.
And I'm Donna Noble. We're here to bring you the latest on some of the greatest events in American history. In this episode, we'll be talking about events that led up to the Civil War.
The case of Dred Scott has raised controversy throughout the whole country.
To those of you who have not heard about the case, a slave from Missouri named Dred Scott was taken into anti-slave territories by his owner.
They returned to Missouri after a short period of time. His owner died and Scott sued for his freedom. Since he was taken into territories where slavery was illegal, he argued that he was a free man.
Here are some words from Chief Justice Roger B. Taney.
Hi, I'm Rose Tyler, and I'm here with Chief Justice Robert B. Taney. Mr. Taney, what are your thoughts on the case of Dred Scott versus Sanford?
In my opinion, Dred Scott is not a U.S. citizen, so he should not be allowed to sue in U.S. courts. He lived in Missouri, therefore he is bound by Missouri slave codes.
But Mr. Taney, he lived in territory where slavery was illegal for a short while.
I don't care!
Well, I think that this wraps up this interview.
I'm a free man! No, you're not!
Okay, well that concludes this interview with Roger B. Taney. Back to you, Amy and Donna.
I'll get you!
Well, that was interesting, wasn't it, Donna?
Sure was. Shortly after Dred Scott versus Sanford, the Illinois Republicans nominated Abraham Lincoln to challenge Stephen A. Douglas for his U.S. Senate seat. They argued on the topic of the expansion of slavery.
Here are Lincoln and Douglas.
Slavery was a moral, a social, and a political wrong. African Americans have rights under the Declaration of Independence. I'm not saying slavery should be abolished. Slavery has a strong influence in American lives and cultures, but it should be stopped from further expansion.
No. It is not the national government's job to prevent the expansion of slavery. Popular sovereignty is the way to fix the problem. It is the most democratic method.
Douglas, I'm a Republican. I knew that.
Thank you, Lincoln and Douglas. John Brown was a psychopath abolitionist who murdered 5 people in the Potawatomi Massacre.
Brown and his followers also captured the Harpers Ferry arsenal. The group of abolitionists killed 4 people within the chaos.
No slaves joined Brown. The U.S. Marines then attacked him. He was tried for murder and treason. Here is some footage of the attack.
Boom! Yes! Boom! Victory! Yes!
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back momentarily.
"15 Minutes is brought to you by the Brady Camera. Has this ever happened to you? You see a pretty landscape and you try to draw it, but it just looks like this.
Well, fret no more. You can just have a picture of it.
What's a picture?
The Brady camera will actually capture an image in a few seconds flat.
Huh?
Confused? Watch this.
You can take a picture of a tree, a rock, a potato, a shoe, a potato shoe, the president holding a potato, the president holding a potato shoe.
And countless other things. Get your Brady camera today.
Welcome back to 15 Minutes.
In the election of 1860, Abraham Lincoln became president.
The polls show that Lincoln defeated Douglas in the north. Breckinridge had the majority of votes in the south. However, Lincoln outpolled him 180 to 72.
And there you have it, our 16th President of the United States of America, Abraham Lincoln. We'll be back soon.
15 Minutes is also sponsored by the Cotton Gin.
Hey everyone!
What's sexy and it knows it?
The Cotton Gin. See?
I'm sexy and I know it.
It cleans your cotton.
100 pounds a day.
No more blistered hands.
When I roll my crank, this is what
It's fantastic and sexy.
Here are some of our satisfied customers.
This is greatest thing do ever. It cleans my cotton faster so I can make more money. I love the cotton gin. Yuck, yuck. The cotton gin changed my life. Cotton, 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 yeah! Cotton, 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 yeah!
I'm sexy and I know it.
Get your cotton gin today. Or tomorrow.
I'm sexy and I know it.
And we're back. Because Abraham Lincoln won the election, the southern states seceded from the Union.
South Carolina became the first state to leave, then came Mississippi, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, and Louisiana.
The secession supporters believe that the states voluntarily joined the Union, so they also have the right to leave.
Here's Rose Tyler with James Buchanan.
So, Mr. Buchanan, what are your thoughts on the secession?
Well, I believe that the states did not have the right to secede from the Union.
Why is that?
Well, the federal government, not the state government, was sovereign.
Tell us more.
Well, the Union would have become weak if secession were permitted. I believe that the U.S. Constitution was made to prevent events like this from happening.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Buchanan. Now back to you, Donna and Amy.
Thank you, Rose.
Well, that wraps up our show for today. See you next time on
15 minutes.
Bum bum bum, ba-dum ba-dum. A duck walked up to a lemonade stand and he said to the man, run in the stand, hey, bum bum bum, got any grapes? The man said, no, we just sell lemonade, but it's cold and it's fresh and it's all homemade. Can I get you a glass? The duck said, I'll pass. Then he waddled away, waddle waddle, till the very next day, bum 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 ba-dum. When the duck walked up to the lemonade stand and he said to the man, run in the stand, hey, bum bum bum, got any grapes?
Was taken into anti-slavery territories by his was taken into anti-slavery territories by a slave from Missouri named Dred Scott was taken into anti-slave territories by his owner.
They returned to Missouri after a short period of time.
Okay.
You're a pothead.
I am John Brown.
When I roll my crank.
When I... There's a dog barking at us. It's barking at us. Oh, screw you!
It's like an extra 2 pounds of blankets.
Pigtails.
Finding myself.
Gosh.
I love the cotton gin. Cotton, 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 cotton. Yeah!
Okay. Go.
Wait till the podcast.
Car!
Okay.
The Brady camel will. The Brady camel.
Camel.
The Brady camel will actually.